Discuss very important interview question: how to prepare a customized immutable class in Java. Before that, let us understand what is a dictionary meaning of immutable. Immutable means unchangeable, or the content of that particular stuff can't be changed further. So next we'll understand how to prepare a customized immutable class in Java. There are certain steps that we have to remember. Then immutable class we can prepare. The first step is, please try to declare your class as final class. So if you declare your class as final class, that class cannot be extended further. That means there is no subclass for that particular class, and if there is no subclass further, definitely you are prohibiting the superclass object from the subclass constructor. That is the first step. Second step, what are the instance variable you are declaring in your class? Declare all those instance variables or attributes as final mode. So if you associate a final modifier to an instance attribute or to a variable, you can say that variable or instance variable will behave as an final, and so final means that is a constant variable, and once that constant variable means the value cannot change further. Next, that is the third step, try to create the object of that particular class through the parameterized constructor. Okay, and next, fourth step, which is very important, do not provide any setter method for the instance attribute. So if you don't provide the setter method, that means you are restricting to reassign that value further. That is the first thing. Next thing, fifth step, that is also very important. Definitely, if you declare any attribute in your class as private mode, you have to access that value from outside the class. So provide the getter methods for that instance variable. Definitely all those getter methods of your class is getter, your public mode. And the next very important point in your customized immutable class, suppose your class contains some mutable object like your date class, your map class, or hash map class. Example, suppose I have a employee class. In that employee class, I declare date of birth of the employee or date of joining of that particular employee. Definitely I have to associate a mutable class, that is date class, which is already available in java.util package, and that is a mutable class. And whenever that type of attribute you are declaring in your class, please try to declare all those attributes. Definitely you have to declare that attribute in final mode. So private, final, date of birth of an employee, that like that. And you have to remember, you have to write very carefully in the respective getter method, do not return the reference of that date of birth or that particular mutable class. Instead of that, try to provide a copy of that particular reference by cloning that object. You can use the clone method, which is available in the object class. So example, how to do. So let me give the getter method for that date of birth. Public, your return type is date, get date of birth. In that method, don't return date of birth. So instead of that, try to do your date of birth dot just call the clone method. So if you call the clone method, what will happen? It will give the copy of that particular object instead of you are returning the reference of that object. So let us summarize. So these are very that means basic points you have to remember to define a customized immutable class in Java. Make your class as final so that class cannot be extended further. Second, all those attributes, instance attribute of your class, declare as final mode so that that variable or instance variable will behave as constants. No further modification can be done. Declare the parameterized constructor of your class and try to initialize all those instance attributes through the constructor. Next one is provide the getter methods for the instance attributes. Please don't forget to that means mention any setter methods. And the fifth one is, if you have any mutable object like date of birth or hash map or something else, so do not return the reference of that particular class in the getter method. Instead of that, try to provide a copy of that object by calling the clone method of the object class. And next, that means you can impress your interviewer by providing certain predefined that means immutable classes which is available in Java. And very frequently you can say all these wrapper classes, we have 8 primitive data types in Java. For the respective 8 primitive data types, all the wrapper classes, for int data type, integer classes are there. For boolean data type, boolean classes are there. So all those wrapper classes are your immutable classes. And don't forget, very important, the string class is also your immutable classes. That means once string class object is created, the content of that particular string class object cannot be changed further. And if you try to change the content of that particular string class, internally one more string object will be created, maybe in the string constant pool or somewhere else, that we are going to discuss in the next sessions. So thank you everybody, stay tuned for the next upcoming